G'day ladies and gents, welcome to War Thunder with Mags. Well, I had a bit of a fun weekend. A friend of mine who stepped away from the game at about 1.3 decided he was going to update his client and come back in for a little bit of fun. And, well, he's a great fan of the German fighters and quickly discovered there had been a couple of new ones added in, especially the 109E1. So we decided we're going to spend the weekend doing low-tier German battles, or low-tier battles in general. So this is one of those battles. We're in arcade, tier 5 max lineup, 4-5 straight across the board, and we're starting out with the new 109E1. This is 4 7.7mm machine guns, no cannons. The plane that I'm flying here is pretty much stock. I think I've only got 2 upgrades on it. I think the radiator, I don't even think I've got the belts unlocked on this one at the moment. But it's very fun to fly. The extra weight, or the lack of weight from the 20mm cannon in the nose on the E3, which is effectively the same plane, makes this thing far more nimble. It dives better, it climbs better, it is far more manoeuvrable. It's great fun. The extra punch by the cannon is nice, but you can make the 7.7s work, as you're about to see. So I'm making my first dive in on the P40. Got to watch these things, they will outmaneuver me, especially since this thing is stock. Let him go, pull it into a vertical, roll the plane. A few people have asked me, why do I go into the vertical so often when I'm flying? When you're going too fast, and you don't want to lose the energy advantage, you want to gain more back up to be able to run a target down again, it is a very nice manoeuvre to do. But the main reason I do it is a lot of pilots don't seem to think in 3 dimensions. They're assuming you're going to come at them from above and come at them from a level, but the idea of pulling up, doing a rollover and then re-diving doesn't seem to occur to them. Doing this manoeuvre actually presents the target as a better silhouette as well, so it opens them up to cockpit shots, to more accurate hits to the elevator, and so on. You see, going to the vertical again. Even though the Kitty Hawk had the run on me there, I was able to rebuild the energy from the dive, come back, and gives me a better angle of attack, and I've just crippled his control surfaces and made him my first kill. It's also left me with enough energy on to be able to perform the manoeuvre again to quickly change directions and come back over. Now the risk of this manoeuvre is obviously at the peak of the turn, you're actually at a low energy situation. Oh, and that hurt. I was actually trying to pull up from the dive then, but his shots flew past and ripped my control surfaces out, so I was unable to pull away, which it sucked, but it happens. So I'm going to bring out the 112 next. Now, as I was saying, with a vertical rollover, for every upside there is a downside. The upside of the manoeuvre is it allows you to regain energy on your target. It slows your lateral movement speed so you can reacquire the target easily. Re-dive gives you a better silhouette for that angle of attack and allows for a more efficient kill. The downside of that manoeuvre is, well, at the very peak of the turn, you're at a very, very low energy situation, despite having an altitude advantage. Now, if there is another enemy aircraft in the area who sees you in this position, for a split second, you're basically stationary in the air, and you're an easy kill for a center shot mass from anyone around you, so you must watch what's going on. Now, the 112, twin 20mm cannons. Fun little aircraft. Things to watch out for it, though, is when you put it into a high-speed dive, it doesn't like to pull up. This plane killed me a lot before I learned how to fly it correctly. You cannot die at excessive speeds at low altitudes. The faster you go, the lower its ability to actually pull out of the dive is. The upside in HB for this situation is very hard to pull a vertical manoeuvre at excessive Gs and actually rip the wings off this plane. The downside is in HB is you're unlikely to pull up at all, and you'll lawn dart the terrain fairly hard. As you can see, those 20mm cannons hit like trucks. The Catalina really felt it. Now, I've just had comms over from my mate. He's running a little bit of a situation. He's got an F4F and a 1110 over here on his tail. So I'm going to try and cross the map, get to his position and clean him out. Now, for those of you who started playing before patch 1.3, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. But those of you who are new, at 1.3 a new upgrade system was installed in. The upgrade system you're most familiar with now. This upgrade system was great, but it come with a few problems that actually bite me here pretty hard. The old upgrade system only had fuselage repair, engine upgrade, and then you'd buy your belts and your pylons for your payloads and your different ammunition loads individually afterwards. When the new upgrade system was put in, fuselage repair became wing repair, engine repair became engine upgrade, and that was all you were given. The belts you had unlocked were available, but you didn't have any of the other belts applied. Now, I've just changed this lineup down to level 5. I haven't flown these planes since about patch 1.29, and I realise here in a few seconds that this aircraft only has the engine upgrade and the wings repair applied. It has no other modifications to it at all, which does cause me a little bit of an issue. Now, the 110. I haven't looked at this plane in ages. I haven't flown it in ages, but my mate pulled it out, and, well, it used to fly like a pig. It used to be the worst aircraft in the game. It was, there's no other way to put it, it was a bucket of shit. The changes in the upgrade system and obviously some recent adjustments to the aircraft, however, have made it a dangerous little beast. This is effectively now, well, the closest thing to define it to is the German version of the Beaufighter. He had a ball flying it. I am going to have to take a good closer look at it now. Now, it's about this point here when I'm not out turning a 110, a fully upgraded 110 in this thing, that I've realised those upgrades haven't been applied, and right now I am just kicking myself hard. Now, if I try and pull away, this thing doesn't have the speed to outrun that 110. The only thing I've got is a slight manoeuvrability advantage, so I have to keep this thing turning, otherwise it's going to shoot me out. So I am getting little taps on him here. Every time I pass, I'm doing a little bit more damage. Now he's caught himself at low energy on this pass, and he goes in. That wasn't my guns so much then at the end that killed him. He just lost too much energy to be able to pull out of a turn that tight, and too low an altitude, and it killed him. If you're going to be sharp turning in a heavy machine that doesn't have a good pull-up rate, always try and keep a couple of 100 feet beneath you, otherwise, well, that's what happens. Now, I've been caught in a bad spot here because this aircraft doesn't have the other modifications installed. Its performance is pretty crap at the moment. I'm at a low energy state. The only advantage I've got here is my ability to turn. So I'm trying to get some altitude, trying to get some speed, but I've got fighters coming in. Buffalo gets a good strike on me there, and it's coming around, and I've got a 112 on me as well, and it does have all the upgrades. But he goes evasive to his loss, and there's another kill. But this 112 wants me. Now you'll see here what I was talking about with the dive rates on the 112 BO. I get some taps in on this pilot, but what actually kills him in the end is he dives too fast and is unable to pull up. You see how low he went then on after that dive. And there he goes straight into the ground. That was in no way the damage that I did to the aircraft on the one pass I got to him. He was just in too hard, tried to pull up, and this plane will not pull up. It will kill you every time if you pull that off. Now I've got multiple fighters on me here. The only thing that is keeping me alive is my turn rate. If I try and run straight, these hawks and so on are just going to run me down. There's a kitty hawk in the area, it'll run me down. I have to keep turning. I have to make them try and lead me and keep missing their shots, otherwise I'm dead. So a little jink there. I'm hoping my allies will be fast enough to clear my tail. Now my mate's just come back in his 410, he is closing in to try and give me some assistance. I've got a little bit of a chance to break away, so I'm trying to get a bit of a run on. The P40 has noticed me trying to break away, however. But since I'm trying to close away anyway, I decided I'm going to go for this HE111. But my situational awareness went a little bit low. I did not see this guy coming in straight away. Buffalo runs through. Again, He overturns and overshoots, and I get the lead and the kill. In that situation there is where you would use a vertical rollover in order to regain the target. I wouldn't have been able to pull the guns up to him, he would have been safe. He wouldn't have overshot me and placed himself in front of my guns, and he would have got the kill. But now I've got more damage, and I've got another target on me again. I was very popular with this match for some reason, I'm not sure why. This time it's a F6F. So I dive under my mate, let him try and clear the tail. He put a hit into him, but not a kill unfortunately. So I bring it back around. I'm just trying to jink the plane just enough that I can bring it into a manoeuvring position without him getting a hit on me. He makes another pass. The guy dives and ducks. And yeah, he's got me now. There goes my tail control, the rest of the shot's in, and not much I could do there. Well played by that F4F bloody Wildcat pilot. He was very good, very hard to dislodge. So I was going to bring out the 202, but I was looking at the ground targets. Time to give the 88A4 a bash. Now this thing was the first aircraft in the game that I ever maxed out. It is one of the best low-level bombers in the game, if not the best. Its bomb load used to be better than it is now, but it's still 20 50-pound bombs, or 20 50-kilo bombs, and 4 250-kilo bombs. So it is a monster when it comes to striking down ground targets. But apparently I wasn't the only one who was looking at the ground targets for the win. I bought it out. This thing isn't upgraded. It's slow and sluggish because it hasn't got all the gear. As you can see, I'm only just busting over 400 and I'm diving towards the last target. But luckily we had another bomber in the area who was already present, had his loads on, and he finishes off the match for us. So let's take a look at how we did. Well, for a match with a player who hasn't played in a long time, and for me flying effectively stock aircraft, it wasn't too bad. 1 and 2 on the slots. We lost 2 aircraft apiece. I got 5 kills and he took down 3, so 8 kills between us. 2-to-1 KDR for the match. I pulled in 15,950 Silver Lions, 26,760 XP. And yeah, it was good fun. It's been a long, well, as I said, it's been at least previous to patch 3 was the last time I pulled any of these aircraft out, and I really need to fly them more often. The low-level battles are a lot of fun to get into, and it's good to go down, especially when, well, not so much my mate, he has some fairly high-level aircraft unlocked as well, but to jump in as an experienced player and jump in with some newer players that don't have high-level aircraft in and flying with them, showing them the ropes. I'm not sure enough experienced players do this often enough. Team up with some low players and just go bash around and enjoy it. If you've had a stressful day on the jets, it is one of the best ways to clear your head. So I will probably be posting some more videos in the future of the low tier fighters. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click like if you do, pre-sub if you want to see more. Fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you next time.